will be recorded starting now. Moving on, I will take a look at the agenda, which is once again very rich. We will start with Katharina Hartmann from DG Ener, representing the European Commission and really giving an overlook of the local authorities, thermal energy communities, and their role. We will then move to Gerwin Verschoor, energy company Thermo in the Netherlands, as well as Gabriel López Martínez Fortún from the Instituto Tecnológico de Canarias. We'll then yield to Mariangela Luceri from Covenant of Mayors, Loic Cobbold, and myself to sort of give you a taste of what the existing support provided by the three co-hosting organizations of the day looks like, and some of the expertise that we've been providing in the past months and years in this regard. We will then split in breakout rooms. There will be 3 of them. You'll be able to pick the one, or is being already allocated according to Mariangela. She will do that split, and we will sort of reconvene at the end for a 5-minute debrief before I let you go about your day. So I would say, without further ado, let's yield to Katharina Hartmann for setting the scene. Katharina has a background as a digital consultant for IoT and industries for IBM, as well as a business consultant for different companies before joining the European Commission and working as a policy advisor. Katharina, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tommaso. Thank you very much for the introduction, and good morning from my side as well. As Tommaso said, I'm part of DG Ener of Unit B1, working on just transition, consumers, and local initiatives, and particularly focusing on energy communities, just transition, and coal phase out. I'm very happy to be here today and set the scene for this webinar on thermal energy communities, particularly because I wrote my thesis on this a couple of years back, so it's a topic very close to my heart. Since 2019 and the introduction of the Clean Energy Package, the EU has always aimed at putting citizens at the center of the energy transition, while working, of course, to delivering a clean and affordable energy transition for all Europeans, and to do that in a socially fair way, leaving no one behind and reducing certainly the cost of energy for everyone and making our energy system more resilient. Building on this, in her mission letter to our Commissioner Dan Jurgensen, the President asked him to develop a citizen energy package to increase citizen participation in the energy transition and strengthen the social dimension of the energy union as well. And the citizen energy package will be launched towards the end of 2025, building on the Affordable Energy Action Plan, helping to delivering it, and as well as the Clean Industrial Deal. And basically, the aim of the citizen energy package is twofold. First, to enhance the principle of a just transition so that no region, no city, no community is left behind. And we want to do this by tackling energy poverty, by supporting the transition in coal regions, and ensuring public buy-in on energy infrastructure. The second aim is to facilitate the smooth and coherent transposition of EU rules. Of course, that is also very important, but also to inform and build trust, to provide technical assistance and financing to make it affordable and easy for all consumers who want to be part of the market and actively participate in it. The package seeks to build social acceptance and trust in the market, while helping citizens to become active, whether that is individually or collectively through energy communities, and to contribute and benefit directly from the energy transition as well. This will be achieved through services such as energy sharing, the take-up of smart technologies and digitalization, so that they can manage their own production and consumption, ideally leading, of course, to financial rewards and lower cost of energy. And last but not least, the Citizen Energy Package will establish a structured engagement with citizens, with consumers, with cities and regions such as yourselves, especially those impacted strongly by the transition, so that the energy transition doesn't exacerbate regional disparities or between also different groups of stakeholders, but that everybody can participate and be involved in the transition as they see fit and want to. And in this context, I want to underline the importance of the of the local level, the pivotal role that you have to achieve these objectives, because you're really the ones that are closest to the citizens. And of course, cities and regions manage, for example, a significant portion of public building stock, such as schools, libraries, and administrative offices. And they have the potential to lead by example on, for example, implementing energy efficient renovations, retrofits, or also improving energy performance in general. The energy crisis, and especially the EU's efforts to phase out fossil fuels in general, and Russian gas in particular, have put the decarbonization of heating, so the transition to renewable heating, more into focus. And in contrary to electricity, heating cannot be easily transported over long distances, so it must be used close to its source, which brings again the role of the local level to the forefront. So yeah, the local level becomes an even more important actor in the transition to renewable heating. And citizens coming together to realize energy projects. This is something that has been done for a while now in so-called energy communities. They have made a substantial contribution to the energy transition so far, and of course fit right into the goal of putting citizens at the center of the energy transition, as we want in the EU. And in some member states, like my home country, Germany, for example, energy communities were even instrumental in kickstarting the uptake of renewable energy. And yeah, we've given them in general a central role in the EU's energy policy, because in the end we strive for a more democratic and decentralized future energy system. And I'm repeating myself here a little bit, but I really want to make this the focus point, how important the local authorities are, because in the end, you're the ones that are closest to the citizens. You're the ones that can help actively engage them in the energy transition. You can enable them. And this is especially also true for renewable heating, because thermal energy communities, like other citizen-led or community-based initiatives, will have a very difficult time succeeding without the support of the local administration, which I'm sure we'll hear also from the successful examples later on. And given the importance of the local level overall, and yeah, in the transition to renewable heating especially, I'm very happy to see so many of you here today, and I wish us all new insights and a fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katerina. Thank you for setting the scene. Really important to see not just the trends, but also what the European Commission is doing and is thinking about these topics at all times. We're now able to move on to the next portion. We will have two important presentations that will really give flavor to the conversation and to the upcoming breakout rooms. And it's the two presentations on the successful examples of European thermal energy communities. First of all, let me present you Gerwin Verschoor. Please again correct me if my pronunciation is not right. Gerwin is a director at the energy company Termobello, and he's a social entrepreneur driving societal innovation, from grassroots projects in EVA Langsamir to region-wide and national initiatives, enhancing energy communities' self-organizing capacity in collaboration with governments and businesses. He's developing, for instance, neighborhood heating services to accelerate the heat transition, leveraging co-creation, sustainable area development, collective district heating, and cooperative governance. Thank you for being here with us. And let me also introduce you to Gabriel López Martínez Fortún, técnico de proyectos en energías renovables from the Instituto Tecnológico de Canarias. After studies in engineering and university PhD, Gabriel has been a renewable energy project technician at the Instituto Tecnológico de Canarias for several years. He's an expert in heating and cooling topics, stakeholder engagement, community building, and advises, for instance, on topics such as decarbonization of the hotel industry through thermal communities. So let me go to Gerwin first for his presentation.
Yeah, you can put the other one, I think, Gabriel. Yeah, so I in fact have two jobs. I am directing Thermobello, and I am founder of what we call buurtwarmte, neighborhood heating in the Netherlands. And I do that within Energie Samen, which is the kind of branch organization of energy communities in the Netherlands. So all energy communities, and I'm specialized in district heating energy communities. So next one, please. Yeah, so Energie Samen is a big organization, more than 60 employees, and Thermobello is a very small organization. We have 0.4 employees. So I myself for one day and a technical director for another day. And I'll start to tell you more about Thermobello. So next sheet, please. So Thermobello is a small district heating cooperative in the Netherlands. We started in 2008, are producing since 2009. So we are a producer of heat, we are a grid operator and heat supplier. We bought, as a district, we bought the assets from a drinking water company who had established it, but when it fused into a bigger company, wanted to get rid of the district heating activities, and they sold it to us, to the inhabitants of the area. So we actually bought it from the drinking water company who had established it. A few years later, we started it as a limited company, but with the support from our inhabitants. And a few years later, we started the cooperative and sold the shares to the cooperative. So, in fact, the shareholders are our clients, and they own the company for the full 100%. We operate a low temperature district heating system with a minimum of 20 degrees and a maximum of 50 degrees, which means that the houses themselves have other provisions for warm tap water. So we only bring district heating to the houses to warm the houses. And all the houses have low temperature heating systems. And so therefore, this temperature range between 20 and 50 degrees is enough for them. We produce heat by cooling the drinking water basin. In fact, the drinking water production is 24/7 activity. So we have every hour we have fresh drinking water to our disposal to use it to heat our medium water, as we would say, the water that we pump around in the area. So heat pump is our basic production installation, and we have natural gas burners as for the backup. We're very small, as I told you. So in gigajoule, our production is 8,000 gigajoule, so which is 2,222 megawatt hour per year. 500,000 turnover, and total 230 clients, let's say, houses, small enterprises, and 4 bigger clients, school buildings and office buildings. Next sheet, please. Then the role of the local government, because that's where you're interested in. As I told you, we bought the activities from Vitens, a drinking water company, and it was by the advice of the municipality to actually do that. Because we were in an agreement already, a joint agreement between the Association of Inhabitants of our district, which is called Eva Langsmeer, the drinking water company, and the municipality. So when Vitens wanted to sell it, they tried the municipality. They said, "We are not interested, but the third party in our agreement may be interested," and that was the case. It was an active group of inhabitants of the area who said, "Okay, let's investigate if we can take it over," and that's what happened. So in 2007, Vitens contacted the association. In 2009, we took it over, and the municipality provided a loan guarantee for a bank, and this helped us a lot to get started with our activities. And also over the years, we got support from the municipality by the expansion of the of the project, because new houses were being built in the district, and the municipality, they agreed with the expansion project, and moreover, they even obliged the new project developers to get connected to the grid, so to make for us the whole business case more viable. So that was an important role. I think also we also offered them a role in our board, but they refused that. They said they were not interested in being in the governance structure of the district heating cooperative. But we are happy to provide you a bank guarantee so that you can take a cheaper loan from the bank. Next slide, please. Since 2009, that we started a number of new initiatives. District heating cooperatives, district heating energy communities, and I will explain a little bit what's happening else where in the Netherlands, just to give a bit of broader scope of what's happening in the Netherlands. The local governments are appointed to the role to direct the heat transition, and there's very little capacity in the local administrations to actually do that. Shortage of capacity and knowledge, and there's also shortage of lack of policy instruments to actually act. And so there's a new heat law in the making who gives them more mandate and more powers to actually direct the heat transition. And we hope that this year we get this heat law through our parliament. There's very big discussions about it just right now. Then there is a support structure in the Netherlands, which is called NPLW, National Program for Local Heat Transition, that is supporting our communities. And what we see as energy communities, that there are variable attitudes towards us from municipalities. Generally, smaller communities who do not have so much capacity themselves are more inclined to cooperate with energy communities than the bigger cities, who have a lot of capacity developed in the house, and think that they should do it for the inhabitants instead of working with the inhabitants. And we have seen over the past years that there was a lack of imagination that energies want to and are able to play a full role in the heat transition. So we had to convince both local administrations, also national government in a way, and also groups of people that they could actually take a role and an active role in the heat transition. So now we see that more and more this imagination is established, and now so we can really start to work on it together with the municipalities. So then 4 or 5 years ago, in 2019, or 6 years ago already, we started also a participation coalition with different NGOs that had a stake in mobilizing local people to start energy communities. And so from 2019 to 2021, 2,065 initiatives were supported, and 125 initiatives established a form of formalized cooperation with the municipality. So as an let's say an early energy communities, you can say. And some of them moved on and are now, almost at the same point as we were in 2009 with Thermobello, to start to building the projects. Then my role as a founder of Buurtwarmte, so neighborhood heat, under Energie Samen. So we in 2019 we decided that we would establish a support structure for district heating initiatives in the Netherlands. And we created that on 4 pillars. So one pillar was and is policy advocacy. So we are very active on this heat law and policy instruments. Access to knowledge. So we established a quite extensive knowledge database and toolkits that are freely accessible for everybody. We have a fund, and our Ministry of Economic Affairs and Climate provided us 25 million euro to demonstrate that cooperative district heating can also work in the Netherlands. And so we have this fund now to support projects, and actually we have 7 projects that are taking loans from this fund to date, and we hope that later this year we are up to 15 projects that are taking loans from this fund. And we established a consultancy structure, a cooperative consultancy structure, in which the district heating cooperatives can also that have taken the loans can also be supported with people with experience and knowledge to bring their projects to financial close. So what we see now that there are 5 cooperative district heating projects that got developed through funding in earlier programs from the Dutch government, called the Proeftuin PAW, National Innovation Program, to support collective, let's say, district heating projects. And one of them recently reached financial close, and we now have 8 cooperative district heating projects that have taken a loan from our development fund. The next slide, please. So then I think we try to work on an equal level playing field generally for cooperatives that are working in the district heating sector and want to have a place in the market. In the Netherlands, most of the district heating companies, they're either commercial or public, and so far Thermobello is the only one that's, let's say, cooperative. But we want to scale it up until at least 25 projects over the next years. So an equal level playing field, we try to achieve that through our policy advocacy work, through the new heat law that I was mentioning earlier. Access to capital, there's a lot going on that. I told you already that we have this development funds, but there is also a guarantee fund in the making that also provides access for local communities and also to energy communities. So we are already establishing that equal level playing field there. We would welcome when the fund that we now have is over, that also either a European Investment Bank or maybe the European Commission or others would also invest in it to bring it further. And we have talks with banks so that they would also invest in the capex investments once the projects are reaching financial close. As I told you earlier, there was this participation coalition, and next to that, we also broadened the scope to enhance market players and also governments and TSOs and DSOs, I must say, just the district of the grid companies in the Netherlands to cooperate with us in lowering the barriers for cooperative district heating in the Netherlands. We're also working with Danish partners that are eager to share their knowledge on cooperative district heating in Denmark, and so we try to enhance the legitimacy for cooperative district heating in the Netherlands in many ways. In fact, I think this was the last sheet, isn't it, Angela? Yeah, exactly. So this was my story.
Thanks, Herwin. This was really insightful. We will keep some time for the questions after Gabriel's presentation. So let's yield to him, and then let's keep a little time for questions to both. Gabriel, the floor is yours. Gabriel.
Okay. You need to show my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Nice. So my name is Gabriel Lopez. Thanks for introducing me, Tommaso. I'm engineer in the renewable energy department of the Canary Islands Institute of Technology. Today I'm going to introduce the pilot case of Spain to the Connect project. First of all, just a brief introduction about the Connect. The project is a European project funded by the Life Clean Energy Transition Call. This program finances activities in the field of regulation to identify obstacles and seek solutions to break down these barriers so that the energy transition can take place effectively. In the case of the Connect project, the objective is to promote a strategic and political framework for the stable development of renewable energy communities that include the thermal vector in the scope of action. The development of renewable thermal solution relies on local solutions due to their strong territorial connection. To establish renewable energy communities based on thermal energy, public authorities must collaborate with key sector agents in the area who understand local needs and viable resources. The project is working in 6 target areas located in Belgium, Bulgaria, Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Germany in different sectors and with a wide range of technical solutions and systems based on the integration of local renewable energies. Moreover, the experience can later be transferred to other European regions thanks to an ambitious plan of replication and dissemination of results at European level. Related to the pilot case of Spain, it's located in the Canary Islands and into them in the municipality of San Bartolomé de Tirajana, that is in the south of the Gran Canaria island. It's the island into the yellow circle. San Bartolomé de Tirajana represents the largest municipality of Gran Canaria with a population of almost 53,000 inhabitants and also covers the highest concentration of tourist establishments, reaching almost the 68% of the total tourist offer. The pilot case is located in the southernmost part of the municipality. And as can be seen in the picture, the area consists of a block in which there is a high coexistence of small and medium enterprises and residential buildings. In total, there are 15 small tourist buildings that are considered small and medium enterprises in blue color in the picture. 5 hotels that are considered large companies, and 8 residential buildings with a total of 149 dwellings in green color in the picture, and also 1 shopping center. The total thermal energy demand of the area of action account 3.1 gigawatts hour per year. The community energy project aims to set up a renewable energy community around a low temperature district heating system as a key element in the decarbonization of tourist urban area, allowing the aggregation of thermal demands from different consumers, optimizing synergies, recovering waste heat, and efficiently managing the generation of heat and cold. On the other hand, the project also aims to establish an energy community model that can be replicated in the rest of the territory to guarantee emissions-free buildings, and affordable energy solutions for citizens and small and medium enterprises that strengthen the resilience of urban areas in the face of external factors like the volatility of energy costs. And furthermore, this project will allow reducing energy costs for citizens and small and medium enterprises, facilitate energy and urban rehabilitation, reduce the carbon footprint of in the area, and boost the social cohesion and local job creation. Related to the stakeholder advisory group, the SAG of the pilot case is made up by the main representative agents of the sector, and between all of them, the most relevant stakeholders are the Municipality of San Bartolomé de Tirajana, the Federation of Hotel and Tourism Entrepreneurs of Las Palmas, the Cabildo of Gran Canaria that represent a regional public authority, and the Institute of Tourism and Sustainable Economic Development of the University of Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, and of course the Canary Islands Institute of Technology. The works and discussions with the stakeholder advisory group during multiple meetings have allowed to identify the main barriers for the development of renewable energy communities in Spain based on the thermal vector, and to find solutions to boost it. And in this sense, the Federation of Hotel and Tourism Entrepreneurs of Las Palmas has collaborated with the Canary Islands Institute of Technology from the beginning of the project to raise awareness in the sector and evaluate the interest in community energy projects in the field of heat and cold generation. About the community model, the community energy project has been made up following a bottom-up methodology. It was the small, medium enterprises and residents or citizens of the area who came together and started to shape the project, mainly due to the requirements for heating and cooling using renewable energy established by the Spanish regulation, which require 70% of renewable heat for the production of domestic hot water and 100% of renewable heat for heating outdoor swimming pools. These requirements can be met only through community energy generation solutions, due to overall the small available space in these areas where there is a very high density of buildings. On the other hand, although the project has not been promoted directly by the local authorities, the local and regional public authorities have supported the community energy project with advice and information on available public spaces, permit, and the license necessary. And they are now currently assessing their participation as non-consumer members of the community. The project promoters form a group of 7. They are the Instituto Tecnológico de Canarias, the Federation of Hotel and Tourism Entrepreneurs of Las Palmas, 4 small and medium enterprises, and 1 residential building with a total of 24 dwellings. And in this case, the project promoters agree with the members of the Community Energy Board. Related to the legal form, the Spanish legal entities that best fit with the definition of a renewable energy community are the associations and the cooperatives. After analyzing both legal forms, it's expected that the community energy project will adopt the legal form of non-profit cooperative of consumers and users. And the reason is because this type of legal form will allow the community to carry out cooperative activities with potential sources of waste heat, such as the 5 hotels, the shopping center in the area. About the financial resources and the revenues, the business model ensures financial viability through initial investment, operating expenses, and financial cost. all funded via member contributions defined in the cooperative's statutes. The initial investment of the project is almost 1,600,000,000 euros, but we expect that the renewable energy community will have access to the Se Implementa, it's a national subsidy program that has the possibility to cover up to the 60% of the total investment. Finally, about the revenues, all of them will come from the membership fees and the payments for energy service. Regarding to the technological configuration, we have started to simulate different technological scenarios to assess the technical and economic feasibility. And at present, we are focusing the use of geothermal heat pumps to produce hot water up to 40 degrees in combination with photovoltaic energy, because we think that is the option that provides the greatest benefits. The reason because we are focused on the use of geothermal heat pumps is due to its use maximize the efficiency of heat generation. And in addition, the electricity consumption necessary for the operation of the heat pumps will be associated with renewable electricity, as this would make the heat produced totally renewable. And as we can see in the table, this technological configuration will enable 54% of reduction in the primary energy consumption and consequently in the greenhouse gas emissions. And finally, well, so far the energy community has been progressing in each of the main phases to setting up a renewable energy community, and is currently between the points 5 and 7. And in this sense, the promoters of the community has applied for a subsidy that will cover all the initial costs, such as the legal advice, the process of legal constitution of the renewable energy community, or the preparation of technical projects. And at the short to medium term, the objective is to obtain the necessary public permits and licenses to apply next year to the national program named the Se Implementa, that will allow to cover up to the 60% of the initial investment. That's all from my part. And thank you for your attention, of course.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Right. So now the schedule is quite tight, but what I wanted to do is to leave a little room for comments or questions. We're still a couple minutes for that. So I saw a comment by Riccardo Battisti that says that in the Connect Heat project, we're developing a policy paper, and it would be interesting to include your policy proposals there. So I think this was referred to Gerwin, and yeah, maybe any reactions, Gerwin? Maybe, I guess, yeah, you can probably reach out, or we can give the contact. We can give the contact of each other so you can bilaterally discuss the details of this. Regarding the latest question that came out from Gerwin, I see you muted yourself. You wanted to say anything?
Okay.
That works. That's great. Thank you. Moving on, I see another comment or question from Peter Donkov from the Municipality of Leipzig. What was again the environmental cost of the last project which was presented, and when was it realized? I assume the latest, meaning the Canary Islands one. So yes. So can we have an answer to that, Gabriel? What was the investment cost?
The initial investment of the project is 1,600. By now, I'm reading the question. And by now, we are not sure about the financial resources. The idea or the plan is to apply next year to national programs of subsidies. with cover the majority part of the capex, and the rest, the 40% in the best of the cases of the capex. We are not sure. We are thinking different configuration, maybe with private company investment or through some loans. We are not sure. We are analyzing the best option, but the situation. We are not now in this in the case of to think. The first step now is to the legal form of the energy community, and after that we will work into the define or to find the best solution for the financial resources.
Okay. Just to clarify, you mean 1.6 million, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Last question for you, Gabriel, from Loic. Thank you for your presentation. Interesting case. Could you elaborate on the place that citizens have in your governance model?
The citizens and the small main companies have everything in the governance model. They are from the beginning shaping the project. Connect project has allowed them to as a support and as advice service or supporting, but they are the last decision, and they have to work in the final shape, in the final form of the governance model of the project.
Okay, so they're deeply entrenched, of course, in the final decision making. Last question before we move on to the presentation of the initiatives. Question for Gerwin coming from Dominic. Please apologies if I pronounce it incorrectly. Van der Wiele. So the origins of Thermobello are from before the implementation of the concept of the renewable energy communities in the EU directives and transportation to national legislation. How did the introduction of energy communities impact on you? What could be done additionally? What was made possible or difficult compared to before?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That Thermobello was a kind of energy community avant la lettre before the word existed. It would have helped us if there was earlier this idea that citizens could play an important role, because when the first heat law in the Netherlands was established, it didn't recognize us at all. We just approached us if we were a commercial player. And for example, to give you an example, we were having, when we bought the district heating activities from the drinking water company, we changed completely our fee system of our tariff system, because you have a fixed tariff and a variable tariff, and we shifted it from fixed tariff to variable tariff to give an incentive to the users who use a lot to use less, and the users who use a little not to pay too much. But when the first heat law came into action, we had to change it back to enhance the fixed cost again and reduce the variable cost again, because the Dutch heat law obliged us to have a maximum price, and our variable tariffs were above the maximum price and our fixed tariffs were below the maximum price, so we had to balance it again. And if we would have had more recognition at that time, we talked to 2014 when the law was introduced, the first heat law, then we would have felt more secure in having our own mechanisms of related to the tariffs that we had agreed upon in our General Assembly. But for the rest, I think, of course, the whole support structure that we have now, also financially, would not have made a big difference at that time, because we got relatively easy access to a bank loan with the loan guarantee from our municipality. So we didn't need more, let's say, national recognition or at that particular time. But for now, for the new initiatives, it is very important that we have this recognition, because there was this definition of energy communities in EU law. We could put pressure on our government to also recognize us in the Netherlands as energy communities for district heating, and introduce us in a law, and also give us a special status apart from commercial district heating companies. And that is very important for the future of energy communities in district heating in the Netherlands. Because the local governments, if they wouldn't have had this legal framework, then they just had no other options than to treat us as commercial companies. And that would have, we could have stopped, I would say, our activity then. So it's crucial that this definition is there, and that it's now entering our heat law.
Sounds good. Thanks. Thank you very much, Gerwin, and thanks everybody for the questions. I will yield then to Mariangela, who will say a couple of words about herself, and will introduce the second part of this webinar, which gives you a quick overview of the overall initiatives of the European Union in this regard. So Mariangela, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mariangela Uceri from the European Federation of Energy Agencies and Regions, and I'm also the coordinator of capacity buildings and help desk of the Covenant of Mayors Europe. As Tommaso mentioned, we wanted to give you a bit of a very basic overview of the current support available at European level for municipalities that wants to establish thermal energy communities, or for thermal energy communities specifically. The graph you see below, first of all, it's not comprehensive. There are many more projects and initiatives, both at European and the national level, supportive both municipalities and thermal energy communities. And also, it's not even a clear path. This is how we envision the path that we in the Brussels bubble envision for municipalities, but municipalities may join all the initiatives, may join only one, or a combination of initiatives, depending, of course, on the needs of the municipalities. So in our view, for municipalities that want to establish a thermal energy community, the very first step is to join the Covenant of Mayors. I will explain it in a second why. And then once, let's say, the very first step within the Covenant of Mayors are done, we suggest the municipalities to check out the European City Facility, which provides funds to develop what we call investment concept. Once the investment concept is developed, for instance, for the establishment of a thermal energy community, we suggest the municipalities to go through the Smart City Marketplace to seek for further technical assistance, and also to meet investors able to support the municipalities in creating the thermal energy community. So once the energy community is created and is operational, as you can see, there are several steps that the energy communities can take, depending again on its needs. If you're looking for funds to develop a business model, you can reach out to the Energy Community Facility that will be presented later in this Fil Rouge, and also in the breakout session. If you're looking for technical assistance, for instance, from one-stop shops specifically for building renovation, you can reach out to the citizen-led renovation, again presented later and in the breakout sessions. And finally, if you're looking for more generic supports, capacity building and technical assistance, you can either reach out to the Citizens Energy Advisory Hub, or to connect it that is specifically focusing on thermal energy communities. For what concerns the Covenant of Mayors for Climate and Energy, first of all, this is the largest movement at both European and global level, mainly addressing municipalities. We count more than 12,000 municipalities within Europe. They're also supported by what we call coordinators and supporters, meaning by national ministry, regions, energy agencies, and other public and non-profit organizations that join to provide technical and financial support to the municipalities within the covenant. Why we think this should be the first step for a municipality? First of all, because in order to join the initiative, the municipalities must commit to achieving climate neutrality by 2050. So that's the very first step to take action on climate and energy. But also they commit to developing an action plan, specifically what we call Sustainable Energy and Climate Action Plan, meaning a very comprehensive document that targets, first of all sectors of the society within the municipality, but in particular targets mitigation, adaptation, and energy poverty. And of course, the establishment of thermal energy community can be one of the actions included in the action plan. The Covenant of Mayors provides a wide range of activities from capacity building to a dedicated platform for reporting and monitoring on the implementation of the action plans, to political representations and visibility at EU international level. But what is perhaps interesting for thermal energy community is that we have thematic campaign, and in particular, we are running the City Seat Detox. This is a campaign focusing on supporting municipalities in Europe to phase out from gas, particularly on heating and cooling, and especially in setting up district heating and cooling systems. The campaign will run until June, so you already find a lot of case studies from other municipalities and other covenant members that have established district heating systems. You also find training material and so much more on our website. So once your action plan is defined and you have within it an action on the establishment of a thermal energy community, we suggest you to approach the European City Facility. This is another initiative funded by the European Commission. And its main purpose is to provide the technical and financial support for the municipalities to transform one or more actions within their action plans into what we call investment concept, meaning into very comprehensive document that includes legal analysis of the legal frameworks of the market in which the municipalities operate, feasibility studies and other technical studies to understand whether the project idea you had in your plan is bankable. And in particular, this document is used to present your project idea to both public and private investors for them to easily understand your project and easily understand where it is bankable and fitting their requirements. The main support that the facility does is to give 60,000 euro to the municipalities. These are lump sum, so there is no financial reporting to be done. The only document we require is an investment concept. And also another characteristic of the facility is that we have what we call country expert. So in each country covered by the facility, we have a person or organizations with long experience on both sustainable energy projects and financing of sustainable energy projects that support the municipalities throughout the entire process, from the application phase to development of the investment concept. And now I give the floor to Tommaso.
Thanks, Mariangela. So as Mariangela was saying and highlighting in this sort of fil rouge and the paths that cities can actually take when it comes to receiving support, the Smart Cities Marketplace forms an essential point in this regard because it can really provide end-to-end technical assistance for your city to execute on the projects that you have. And it has quite a broad scope for the potential identification of the projects and the type of assistance that you can receive, thanks to our quite, I would say, very large and diversified consortium of experts. So just to start from the beginning, the focus of the Smart Cities Marketplace Assistance is focused on small to mid-sized cities, ideally 100, lower than 100,000 inhabitants, but we have also provided assistance to cities which are a bit higher in size, such as the city of Bydgoszcz in Poland, that is roughly 350,000 people. So that was sort of bespoke identification. We have different thematic focus groups and focus categories that go from clean energy, sustainable mobility, all the way to ICT solutions for climate neutrality. And you basically apply through an income form, to an intake form that we have, and we select the projects that are eligible according to criteria such as capacity for it to actually generate returns or not generate returns, what the timelines are for execution, the political support, of course, whether you are part of the countries that are eligible. Sometimes we do receive applications from countries which would like to receive it, but are outside of the European Union scope. Moving on. We can say that the actual technical assistance support can be delivered locally. So we have people that are capable to move to your location in your own language, according to your needs and to what kind of expertise you are in need of, whether it's legal, technical, financial, governance related. And when it comes to technical, we have provided electricity related expertise, engineering expertise to hydrogen projects. We have provided different kinds of policy recommendations as well. The idea is to facilitate access to funding and financing through our network of investors spread all over the EU. And there is no specific threshold, no specific baseline for the amount that you might need, and we will do the matchmaking, so-called, with the investors, no matter the size. There is also an opportunity to be able to exchange with peer cities and peer entities across the European Union, and we have been bringing together cities so far for multiple years at this stage. So kind of infographic that gives you sort of different steps on how to get involved. And the QR code is for you to discover more and actually find the intake form to apply for your projects. Even though you think the project's not ready, even though you think that, I don't know, the investment size is too small or everything, I would say just reach out and we will find a way. We will maybe define what kind of additional steps you need to take before we provide the assistance, or we will just start providing the assistance no matter what. The question from Tanya says, shall we get the presentations via email? Yes, that is absolutely the case. Right, so Mariangela, if we can go forward, I will yield to Loïc Cobu, Policy Officer of Sidarin. A couple of words about the noise there.
Yes,
no problem.
Yeah.
A couple of words about Loïc. Loïc is a policy officer, has a background in political and social sciences. He has a PhD at UC Louvain, and he explores the role of local energy governance in explaining the emergence or non-emergence of renewable energy cooperatives. His research is focused primarily on Belgium, but he also published work in Portugal, the Netherlands, Poland, Lithuania, and Czechia. He's also passionate about social ecological transitions to energy democracy. And he works on the Citizen Energy Advisory Hub, Connect Heat, Enercom Facility, and citizen-led renovation projects. Loïc, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tommaso. So I will present those three projects now in just a few minutes before we go to the breakout sessions. So perhaps this one has already been presented by Gabriel, but so to remind everyone, so we have this connected initiative where we aim to outline and develop an enabling policy and strategic framework for energy community initiatives in the heating and cooling sector. Then With the European Energy Communities facility, we look to support at least 140 energy communities to develop and implement solid business plans with the help of national experts, so as well in all national languages. And for this facility, there will be a call in June, starting on June 2nd, actually. So it's very timely. And then the third one is the Citizen Energy Advisory Hub, where we focus more on technical assistance, whereas the facility focuses more perhaps on providing financial support. So with technical assistance, we aim during 3 years to support all areas of citizen energy initiatives through legal, policy, and practical assistance and guidance. So the idea here is as well to look to reach out to less common actors that are involved in energy communities, such as those here at the bottom of the slide. So energy communities, but also social economy actors, small-scale NGOs, various group of individuals, or also existing cooperatives, but that are outside the energy sector. And so we will look to support all these various actors. I will talk a bit more about this initiative in the breakout session, but the idea is also to try to find national experts. So we are looking for energy communities, but also national experts for this project.
Tommaso, I give back the floor to you.
Thanks, Mariangela. Thanks, Luke. Right. So quite timely, actually, very timely. We arrived to the last section of our webinar. We will have roughly 20 minutes to split the group into 3 rooms. And the first room will be with me personally. The second will be with Loic. The split is for us talking more about the Smart Cities Marketplace, the opportunities, and delving deeper into what can be done regarding the setup of energy communities. The second room with Loic will be regarding cascade funding for energy communities business plans, and the last one will be having Orestes Pululas and Elodie Bossio on city-led renovation, lessons learned, and upcoming national support. Before we go into the subsections, into the breakout rooms, I will just leave the floor to the moderators of the third room, so Orestes and Elodie, to say a couple of words about themselves and about their work. And it's a real pleasure to have you here today. So Orestes, the floor is yours.
Yes. Hello. Thank you. Hello from my side as well. I am Orestes Kouloulas, working for ThinkE. Yes, I had one little slide there. And actually just a very, very top level information for citizen-led renovation. It is a project funded by the European Commission through DG ENER, and actually it supports local energy communities across Europe to develop and implement citizen-driven energy renovation. So actually, instead of going from top down, so instead of imposing solutions from above, we support local communities to take ownership actually of their own renovation journey. So then we started with phase 1, which was more like a pilot version of the whole project to see how it goes, to test what works on the ground, to such a kind of a learning phase, grab some lessons from there. And from them, we went to phase 2, which is actually happening now as we speak, with more pilots and more energy communities involved, scaling up a bit and offering a bit more support. And then from phase 2, there is one more phase, phase 3, an upcoming phase, for which Elodie will provide also a very, very short overview, and then a bit more detailed information we will have in the separate room.
Thank you.
Elodie, yes.
So as Orestes mentioned, based on the lessons learned from phase 1 and phase 2, the phase 1 and phase 2 was really about like supporting pilots, understanding how this concept could work in practice. So phase 3 now is supporting, as always with funding from DG Ener, so is supporting enabling structures. So at the moment, we have more or less 5 energy agencies in 5 regions supporting communities, but we're still in the process of recruiting 5 more. So in total, you would have like 10 regions, or sometimes it might even be at national level. So 5 of these structures trying to roll out services for communities interested in developing renovation projects, implementing renovation projects, so that we really have like pipeline of projects around Europe. And we also have demonstrated the models, tools, business models, and let's say like procedures to involve like energy communities in the renovation sector. So here, relevant to the topic of today, some of these communities have already been recruited. There will be still more opportunities to come. And for projects working on heating, so community heating would be also like one of the aspects explored, and one of the technology explored by these communities in phase 3.
Fantastic. Thank you both.
You will learn more in the breakout room C, I think.
Perfect. Thanks, Elodie. So as a reminder, once again, I'll be in room A, Loic will be in room B, and Elodie and Orestes in room C. So Mariangela?
Yes, thank you. So I launched the breakout rooms. You all should have an icon next to your bar with a circle and 3 dots in it. If you're using the English version of Zoom, it's called More. Most probably it's translated if you're using other languages. Clicking on that icon, you have then 4 squares, similar to the old Windows logo, within breakout rooms, and clicking on there, you should be able to select the breakout rooms you want to join. As a reminder, the breakout rooms will be recorded, and we will in any case share the slides. So just join the breakout rooms you're most interested in. You can always change within the breakout rooms. And in any case, we'll share the slides so that you are informed about all the initiatives presented there. There is simply room A, it's called Smart City Marketplace, so you will be with Tommaso. Room B is called Energy Community Facility, so you will be with Loic, also presenting the Citizens Energy Advisory Hub. And room C, you will be with Elodie and Orestes to talk about the citizen-led renovation. So you can already go into the breakout rooms, and of course I will remain here if you need support.
Hello. Loic, are you recording?
For the people still here, please join, otherwise I will randomly assign you to the rooms. Thank you.
So I can start. Few more seconds. Fine. Hi everyone. Hi again. So welcome to this breakout room. where we'll talk about a bit more about the energy facility and the Citizen Energy Advisory Hub, as well as Connected. So I will share my screen so you can see my slides. And I see that the session is already being recorded. I think it's Juliana who started it. Yes, cool. Thank you. Share. All right. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
So in this, thank you. So in this session, we will talk about those three projects. I will talk about Connected in the end because we already talked a bit about it with Gabriel. But as Mariangela said during her presentation of the fil rouge, the idea is that for a municipality, you can really play with those different projects or initiatives, and you can really pick what you really need, whether it's technical assistance, whether it's a subsidy or financial support. So it's really up to you to try to understand what you need the most for the coming months, because these projects are really about the coming months. And Connect Heat is approaching to an end, and so we will have a lot of materials that will be very useful as well for you if you want to start activities in the heating and cooling sector in the coming months as well. So first of all, I will talk about the European Energy Communities facility. So the facility here is building on previous European projects, such as the European City Facility, the Energy Communities Repository, as well as the Rural Energy Communities Advisory Hub. So really the idea here is to build on previous projects to start this new one. In this facility, we look to support at least, and I know that it will be a bit more than 140 energy communities, to develop and implement solid business plan with our help, but also with the help of national experts. So this will take place both in your national language, but as well sometimes in English with us when we have networking events, for instance. So all these countries can apply. So it's not only EU member states, but it's also projects from Iceland, Ukraine, Moldova, and North Macedonia. And here, I find this slide quite interesting because it really gives you an idea of what you get if you enter this project. So what we call the beneficiary benefits. So as a beneficiary, usually the main target for this project is the financial support, as each project will receive 45,000 euros that you can spend for instance, if you have an OSS on energy communities in your region or member states, you can spend money to ask advice to the OSS, or in a broader manner to look for advice and support to build your project. And I would say what's also interesting with this project is the access to best practices and the knowledge, because we have a lot of knowledge on energy communities that we've been building for the last 15 to 20 years. And then it's interesting to have access to a place where you can actually get to know about best practices and knowledge. The national experts that will talk your national language will have a good understanding of your national legal framework, which is very useful when you want to start an energy community. And also this project will give you visibility at the national level, which is also important, as most of the time, if you build, for instance, an energy community with the cooperative model, you will have to look for members to join your cooperative, for instance. And so, yeah, all along the project, the idea is to develop your skills so you can become autonomous after the end of the project. So as I said, we have a network of 29 national experts that we have already identified, and that with whom we are already in contact. So you can see actually their faces here down the slide. Maybe you recognize some of them. So those national experts really have a central role in the facility, because they will present this project in all national languages. So they will give info session at the national level in the national language, which is very useful to attract projects at the local level. And then once the projects are selected, they will still be present to help beneficiaries in both the application process, but also after in the building of the business plan. They will help you to monitor the development and the implementation of your business plan. And for those who are not selected for the first call, they can help, well, national experts can help you or energy community projects to reapply for the second call in 2026. So the eligibility criteria to join the facility are the following. So as I said, we are trying to get new projects, but you still have to be a legal entity when you apply. So sometimes I know it can take a bit of time to become a legal entity, but I know that in some countries it can also be very quick. But be aware of that. It can be a new project, but you still have to be a legal entity if you want to apply. So third point, as I showed before in the previous slide, you must be from one of the eligible countries. The REC, well, so the Renewable Energy Community project that you want to build has to fit with the EU definition. And then at last, applicant commits to completing the monitoring and impact measurement questionnaires, so we make sure that you follow the process with us. So we will have 2 calls. As I said, the first one is actually in a bit more than 10 days. It's starting on June 2nd. If you want to have really a lot more information on this project, and if you really have questions, the website is already online, and we have quite an interesting frequently asked question tab where you can find a lot of information. And if you still have questions after going through our website, I think it would be interesting for you then to participate to the info session on June 3rd. And then for your interest, as I said, you can apply for the first call, and if you don't get it there, then you can reapply with the help of your national experts to improve your dossier or your project for the second call in 2026. So that's the end of the facility project or initiative. Now I will present this second EU initiative. This one has a focus that is more on technical assistance, whereas I would say that the first one was more on financial support. So for this one, the focus is a bit different. Then I would say it's perhaps more for people who are really looking for building energy communities with an innovative angle. So in this project, we are supporting initiatives through legal policy and practical assistance and guidance. So as I said during the presentation of the Fil Rouge, we are trying to broaden the scope of energy communities, in the sense that usually energy communities are made of municipalities, SMEs, and citizens. But it's still unusual to find other kind of actors in energy communities. So with this project, we would like to reach out to other kind of actors, such as small-scale NGOs, cooperatives from different sectors and the energy sector. So it can be, for instance, a cooperative active in the organic farming sector that would like to develop an energy dimension. Can also be social economy actors or any other actors, actually. So if you are interested, I think it's nice to reach out to us because we are really looking to develop energy communities outside let's say outside our comfort zone. So we have different main activities. So the first one is the capacity building and technical assistance. So we will, in this initiative, try to find 120 citizen energy initiatives to help them with technical assistance. We will organize citizen energy panel in all EU member states. We will have capacity building workshops tailored to diverse stakeholders, depending on the kind of actor that you are, and also 10 behavioral experiments to optimize citizen involvement in energy projects, because we tend to find that it's hard to keep citizens involved in energy communities in the midterm or in the long term. Then we have the second main activity, which is the networking and peer-to-peer opportunities. So as you may imagine, we will have a lot of people involved in this project from all member states. So we'll have a nice and broad network of various actors. So that's obviously one benefit of joining this project. We will have 2 large public conferences, a citizen energy network, energy breakfast sessions showcasing success stories, and webinars. Then we plan to use the outcome of this project to publish outputs. So we will have an interactive map of EU citizen energy initiatives, 20 guidance documents, 60 best practices, country officials on EU member states' legal and policy frameworks, updating existing ones, and also newsletter every 4 months. So the idea, a bit like in the Connect Heat project, is really to have at the end of the project, well, insights and output that will be helpful in the long term. In terms of technical assistance, so a bit more detail here. So for those who will be selected as beneficiaries, we will put you in touch with country experts based on knowledge requirements, competencies, geographic experience, and other factors. There will be a kickoff meetings to explain the goal, scope, and the procedures of the project. So we aim to ensure technical assistance support, and we aim to ensure that it's well implemented quite quickly after the selection, as we underline that it's within 1 month after the selection. Then, so in terms of agenda, right now we are at the beginning of this project. So we are actually doing these awareness raising meetings, just as this one, for instance. And then we will have in December the first call for application, and then another one in 2026. And then we will start at the beginning of 2026 with the implementation. So how will we integrate lessons learned to offer better support? Well, the idea is to communicate in guidance documents, which aim to support the scale-up and replicability of citizen energy projects. And at the end, we will have this knowledge hub and map that will be useful, hopefully, for other future projects in the long term. So I take just a few, well, 1 or 2 minutes to also link back to Connect Heat, which we already discussed during this webinar. So I took just a few slides here to also underline the fact that we have materials that is being developed with the Connect Heat team and consortium and with partners. So if you go on our website, you will find already so the map with all our projects, and you can find a lot of information there. You will see that there is technical assistance documents as well, pilot fact sheets that will be soon available on the project website. And we are currently working on well, making a blueprint which really aims to can you unmute yourself, please?
It's only 11:30, you have to go back.
But should be joining us in a second.
It's not me.
Just the volume, just shut.
No, go back to the room.
Sorry, we are running a bit late, but just to finish, so we are producing the blueprint where we really want to have a step-by-step approach to help you build an energy community active in the heating and cooling sector. And okay, so I would advise you to stay in touch for our future publications in Connected, and we are asked to join the main session. So I will stop here. Thank you.
Know that time is precious for all of us, so good. This was just to provide you with a smooth transition from the breakout rooms to the rest of your day, and to give us again an opportunity to thank our great speakers today. Once again, I would like to mention it all by name. So definitely Katharina Hardman from DG Ener, thank you. Gerwin Verschuur from Energy Company Termobello. Gabriel Lopez Martinez Fortun from ICT Canarias. Mariangela Luceri, Loic Cobu, Orestes Kouloulas, and Elodie Bossio. Thanks to all of you for being here today. 90 minutes looked like a long time, but actually the content was quite rich. And you will receive, of course, the presentation. You will receive the presentation. You will receive the recording of the meeting, and you will have our contacts and main details to ask more questions about the Smart Cities Marketplace, the Covenant of Mayors, of course, as well as Connect Energy. So all of this will be available for you to reach out to us. Thank you again for your participation, and we wish you all a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Right, thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.